Last night, SA Assembly members discussed issues of importance to SU and how the university can be better. We'll have a recap and discussion with SA Representative Amanda DiNardo. Do you need a bus to go home for spring break? Student Life Director Aisha Sadat is here to discuss options for students. Also, Vice President Daniela Lopez is here with this week's update. Your headlines and more. I'm Max Darrow, and welcome to SA Today. Friday, April 11th, 2014 will be known as a historic day in SU history. Kent Syverud will be officially inaugurated as Syracuse University's 12th Chancellor and President. The formal inauguration ceremony will take place at 4 p.m. inside Hendricks Chapel, with the academic procession into the chapel beginning at 3:30. After the ceremony, a campus community celebration is scheduled for 5:15 p.m. on the Shaw Quad. And the formal dedication of the renovated Carnegie Library Reading Room will take place on Monday, March 17th at 3:30 p.m. in the Carnegie Library. The dedication will feature remarks from Chancellor Kent Syverud. This follows the informal ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier this year on January 12th, where the front doors of Carnegie Library were opened for the first time since 1972. Tonight's men's basketball game will mark the end of an era for two of Syracuse's most prominent basketball stars. CJ Fair and Bai Musakita will make their last appearance in the Carrier Dome of their collegiate careers as the Orange take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets tonight at 7 p.m. Both players will end their careers ranked in the top 10 all-time on the Orange's career games played list. After tonight, the Orange will wrap up the regular season on Saturday, March 9th at Florida State. And here now is Student Association Vice President Daniela Lopez with this week's SA Update. Daniela, good evening.
Good evening, Syracuse. Back here with a couple of updates. This past week, Boris and I were able to meet with Chancellor Syverud. In our meeting, we discussed the Dean's search for the Arts and Science College. Two students will be serving in this committee, an undergraduate and a graduate student. We also discussed Syracuse University's rankings and how this will be a priority of his to improve. We also spoke about tuition going up for the next year. This is something that was decided from the previous administration. Keep in mind that his inauguration will be on April 11th, 2014 at Hendricks Chapel. We will meet with him again once we're back from the break. I hope you all have a wonderful break and enjoy your families. Now back to you, Max.
Joining us now is Aisha Sadat, SA Director of Student Life, to discuss bus options for students on spring break. Aisha, welcome back to the show.
Hi.
So, can you tell me about the spring break buses?
So pretty much SA sponsors two services, one round-trip bus to bring students to 5 major cities on the East Coast: New York City, Boston, DC, Philly, and Rockaway, New Jersey. And we pretty much sponsor them to depart from main campus and bring the students there and back. And additionally, we offer a shuttle service to RTC in the airport that run a couple days leading up to spring break and the day we get back. So it's free, bring students there and back, that sort of thing.
So it's a free service?
Well, the round-trip buses to cities, that's $99 round trip. The shuttle to RTC in the airport, that is free.
Okay. And how do students get tickets for these buses?
For the round-trip buses to the cities, they go to the Shine box office, and we're sold out of, as of right now, Boston and DC, but we still have a couple tickets left over for the others. And then as for the shuttle to RTC in the airport, you just get on.
So do the students get a physical ticket for the Boston, DC, etc. Trips?
Yep, they do.
Okay. So when do these buses leave?
So for the buses to the cities, they depart at 5 p.m. on March 7th, this Friday, from the front of Shine Student Center. And then they return from those locations that they dropped off the students at 10 a.m. on March 16th, which is the Sunday towards the end of spring break. And as opposed now for the shuttles to RTC in the airport, those depart from the back of Shine, the Waverly Avenue side right next to Bird, kind of by like Frat Row, and that brings everyone to RTC in the airport.
So are these the only two times that buses will arrive and depart, or are there any other times?
For the spring break buses to cities, those only depart on the Friday and only come back the 16th. That's Sunday. But as for the shuttles, we have them running on Thursday, March 6th, March 7th, March 8th, March 9th, and March 16th. It's the first year we're doing it on March 9th, the Sunday of spring break, so we're kind of excited to see how that's going to work out.
So how come SA is offering these services?
Well, we understand, for instance, with like the buses to cities, I mean, a lot of people are looking for transportation to get back home, and it's kind of hard having to deal with having to get away from campus, going to RTC in the airport. So we make it a kind of an incentive that we're departing from main campus, kind of makes everything easier. You have to just leave your dorm, leave where you're living to go straight there. And also it's kind of a problem that a lot of big companies like Greyhound and Megabus and Amtrak, oftentimes they oversell their tickets. So when you buy a ticket with us, it's guaranteed seat on our bus. And as opposed to the shuttles to RTC in the airport, now I personally know and everyone knows those are expensive. So we're giving those for free.
Does SA offer these services at other times of the year?
We definitely do. We definitely do that around Thanksgiving time.
And how is SA making students aware of these services?
Well, right now we have a number of different means of publicity. I mean, an email was just released today from the Division of Student Affairs to every active undergraduate student on campus. So they're well aware, and I've been getting personal emails ever since that email got sent out about it. So I know people know. It's definitely all over social media, things like that.
Thank you, Aisha, for being with us tonight. And coming up next, we'll talk about last night's SA meeting in which members discuss numerous issues that affect SU students. We'll have more when we come back.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
A typical student association meeting lasts about 2 hours, with discussions about new and old business, and reports are given. However, last night's meeting was different than most. After a quick report by Vice President Lopez, Speaker of the Assembly Ben Jones began a unique part of the agenda, an open discussion about what needs to be improved at SU. Instead of following the regular format, Jones opened the floor to anybody in the room. As students began voicing various topics, Jones began to write them down on the chalkboard. And 30 minutes later, the chalkboard was full. Improvements range from undergraduate research to health services, dining hall hours to advising issues, tuition to class management, but most notably, student power.
What pisses you off? What about this campus makes you angry? What about this campus makes you upset that something exists that way? Or something that doesn't exist? What bothers you? What upsets you?
Tuition is going up 3%. BPS telling me to go take a bus at 3 in the morning when I need them to take me home.
I'm going to go back to my dorm after this, and my dining hall's closed.
Yes, snap.
The lack of basically student autonomy on campus and the fact that we're 14,000 plus people and yet we have pretty much no say in what happens on campus.
This is a number that affects a lot of our students who are graduating, applying to different schools, applying to jobs, and of course it depends on where your home college is. But regardless, we put this number out there, we say it doesn't mean anything, but we view the meaning with number 1 from the Maxwell School to be the absolute greatest thing that's ever come out. What does it say about our administration? Would we give this no meaning, but we put all the meaning on Maxwell? It's hypocritical.
For years and years, we have always thought in 4 terms. Student engagement, student life, academic affairs, public relations. One of the 4. It fits in a slot. It goes there. They do it. We need to start thinking in terms a little more broadly. A committee on facilities and infrastructure. That's academic affairs. That's student life. Okay. A committee on advising. We've been talking about advising for years. And I think it's a larger issue than just academic affairs. Okay. And then we need to stop being afraid of these things.
When we come back, Arts and Sciences representative Amanda DiNardo will be with us to talk about the exciting meeting and more. Don't go away.
Cooper, as a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think, but so is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Joining us now is SA Arts and Sciences representative Amanda DiNardo to discuss last night's meeting and other topics with us. Amanda, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So you published an article in the Daily Orange telling students to get more active in the campus community. Can you give our viewers just a quick summary of what you wrote?
Sure. So I started off the article saying that, we're here at SU. We come here as freshmen, or we don't come, or we transfer here like I did. We start off our first year and we're away from home. By the end of our time here, Syracuse has kind of grown on us. When we go to graduate, the things that matter to us aren't going to be the capstones that we spend all this time completing. It's not going to be the midterms or the finals that we stay up all night to work on. It's going to be the fact that we're turning to face an empty room and we're not coming back. So the article goes on to encourage students that while you are still here, be present in the moment. Don't let this time, these 4 years, just slip away from you. I think it's really important for students to really take initiative over what they want and what they feel is important. Because if we're not asking questions, then we're never going to get answers. So I think the most important thing for students to understand is that there are places on campus where you can go. You can find resources on campus that will be able to help you reach a goal. So if we just sit here and, we just lay down and let the administration kind of just tell us what they want, we're not going to have any say in that. But if we speak up and if we, really give the students voice, I think that could be something that we could definitely work towards in the future of being something that we are known for at SU, is that our students do have a voice and that they are going to use it.
So moving forward to last night's meeting, how did you feel about the different style?
Well, I really like just frankness. So when Ben started off the conversation, very frankly, he said, "What pisses you off?" He said, "What gets you angry? What do you care about?" We filled up an entire board with things like tuition being raised 3%. We talked about the fact that we're number 62 in U.S. News and World Report. We're also number 1 in Maxwell, as my fellow representative Allie Curtis had mentioned. So, it's important that we put those things out there, but that was just one step. We have so many goals that we need to be working towards. So that was just one step. We need to continue to take steps in order to reach those goals. We need to run towards them. We really need to take action and, just have initiative. Don't be passive. If you see things that are important to you, speak up about them, because if you're not speaking up about them, no one's speaking up about them, and all we're going to get from that is silence. But if we ask questions and we demand answers from the administration, I think that that's something that would actually improve not only the power that the students have, but it would help advance our community as a whole, Syracuse University as a whole, and what we're known for.
Perfect. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for coming on the show. That's all for this edition of SA Today. We'll be back after spring break with more SA news and interviews. Follow us on Twitter for the latest SA updates at SA_today. We'll see you tomorrow for Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Max Darrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Syracuse.